Let's head to the ballpark now. Welcome in Brittany Ghiroli of MLB.com. Now, Britt, last night with a short start by Mike Wright and the extended relief appearance by Tyler Wilson, roster moves were anticipated. And, oh, my goodness, roster moves, some that weren't even thought of, were made today. Fill us in.
Yeah, the carousel keeps spinning, Jim. As you said, we expected one roster move. Instead, we got two. The most notable, of course, which is Michael Givens. His contract selected from AA Bowie today. Right-handed pitcher Kevin Gausman reinstated from the 15-day disabled list to make this start. In exchange for those two players, they have optioned Mike Wright and Tyler Wilson to make that 40-man roster spot available for Givens. Jason Garcia transferred to the 60-day disabled list. So a lot of activity going on, a flurry of roster moves, as you mentioned. Michael Givens is the most interesting one. Clearly, he's been on the organization's radar a little bit longer than anybody had anticipated.
Now, Michael Givens has a real good fastball. He's been working with Alan Mills on the changeup and the slider. What type of a role do you envision Michael Givens being used within this bullpen with the guys that are already there?
Well, he's going to be a guy that they hope can give them more than one inning. And what they ended up doing after he started the season at Bowie as closer was they moved him up so he could pitch that 7th, 8th inning, more of a setup role. Obviously, nobody is going to overtake closer Zach Britton and what he's been able to do here. They hope with Givens, he's got about a 3/4 of an arm slot there. He's a little bit lower than normal. They're hoping he gives them a different look. He's got a mid-90s fastball, also has a good slider, and he's very new to pitching. He was a guy drafted as a shortstop that they converted. So they feel like he's got a lot of upside. Manager Buck Showalter used a very interesting phrase to describe it. He said that bullpen coach Dom Cheedy said, you don't go hunting hoping for raccoons, you hope to find elephants. They think that Michael Givens is an elephant. They think that he's got a size and power and can really be that top guy for them. So they're hunting elephants, Jim. They hope that this is it.
All right, well, he's averaging over 12 strikeouts per 9 innings in AA, so that's something that certainly jumps off the stat sheet. Okay, let's talk about this rivalry or this perceived rivalry here. Is this really a team rivalry, or is this simply Jose Bautista against the world?
I think it's Jose Bautista against the world. You know, the players were watching replays on MLB Network this morning in the clubhouse, and you can clearly see that Mike Wright barely grazed him, that uniform. He didn't move. This all started, of course, with Darren O'Day, probably one of the most nicest, steadiest presence in that clubhouse. If he has an issue with someone, you know it's probably pretty bad. But if you go back and look, interestingly enough, at who's been hit more, Adam Jones has been hit more in this rivalry than any other player. So watching Jones get hit yesterday, sprint to first base, that was really a sign. He really showed up Bautista, who obviously made a big deal about being hit, and again, an even bigger deal almost about the walk. Internally, the Orioles feel like there's just a lot of pomp and circumstance and unnecessary drama when it comes to Bautista. I'm curious as to how much that goes on in the Toronto clubhouse, and if the teammates and, you know, manager John Gibbons and acting manager DeMarlo Hale, how they really feel about that situation, because it's not good for baseball. It's something the Orioles hope doesn't have any carryover, but you've seen it time and time again. Jose Bautista invites the drama. He feeds off of those type of things, and that's just the kind of player he is.